So all the products I'm going to be using today are $10 or less. So I went through my collection and got everything that was in that price point. Clearly I'm not going to use everything that's in that basket because that's a little overkill and repetitive on some items. I'm going to use probably everything that's my favorite out of this, and I'll probably suggest some items that aren't in this basket that are $10 or less. I just don't have them with me. The only item that is probably not one of my favorites is the mascara, and the only reason I don't have it is because I have so many mascaras right now. I didn't want to be wasteful by mascara, and just for the premises of this video. Before I start, I do want to note that a lot of these products are Wet n Wild and e.l.f. Yes, they are a cheaper version. Yes, a lot of people use them because they are a cheaper version. But a lot of these products, I just bought because I love them. And they're on their second round or third round or fourth round or even fifth round with me. I just like them. And I would rather, and I know they work. So instead of spending money on something expensive that I'm not even sure it's going to work for me with my sensitive skin and my combination skin, I like these products just because they work for me. So yes, I'm going to be mentioning e.l.f. and Wet n Wild quite a bit, but I also have other products in here as well. So with that being said, let's get started. I'm going to start with primer. I've used this e.l.f. Primer quite a bit. It's the Poreless Face Primer. I like this for all over the face. And then I also have the Wet n Wild Matte Primer as well. I've been using this one more. But recently I finally got my hands on the e.l.f. Putty Primer, which I've been just putting in my T-zone. So we're going to use that in the T-zone, and we're going to use the Wet n Wild all over the face, basically because this is on its last rope, and I might get maybe one squirt out of it, and I need a little more than that. So, so I'm just going to take the Putty Primer. It looks like this. And I'm going to take the rest of my face with the Wet n Wild Poreless Primer. Okay, I have two Corrector concealers. One I did on my very first video. It's the Wet n Wild, it's the Color Wheel. And then I have one, it's by LA Girl Pro. I've used this one quite a bit. It's a little darker than the Jeffree Star one I'm used to, but the very first one I ever used, so I'm pretty used to it. And I just like to put this on with my finger. Just put a little bit on my finger and tap it in. Now I look extremely sick. And now I'm done. No. And that is all the color correcting I'm going to do. And to set that, because I like to set that and then do my foundation, I'm going to use the loose Maybelline Fit Me powder. This stuff is amazing. I tried this on a whim and I loved it. So I'm just putting a light sprinkle on that corrector. For foundations, I have a lot of options to use. The Maybelline Superstay foundation. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild foundation brush. And I'm just going to put this on. Alright. Now that I've got the face done, I'm going to use a Real Technique sponge and cover the under eye area. Now that we are done with foundation, the under eyes look a little better. We're going to go in with concealer. I have two, almost out of this one. My Age Rewind. I have maybe 1 or 2 more pumps of this. Maybelline, fantastic, love it. I know it's very popular with a lot of the beauty gurus. And then I have LA Girl concealer. And then for brightening, I'm just going to use the LA Girl. And now that that is all put on, make sure there are no creases, and I'm going to take this e.l.f. Concealer brush, put on some of that Maybelline powder, and tap it into where the concealer was put down. That way, it will hold that concealer in place and help better to keep it flawless. And then I put powder wherever we put concealer. All right, for eyebrows, I have these eyebrow kits from e.l.f. This is the medium, this is the light. I like these a lot. This is what I used to use when I was learning to do my eyebrows. I have this Brow This Way. It's a brow styling gel from Rimmel. It's also very affordable. I'm going to take this Morphe eyebrow brush that I use all the time, and I'm going to spoolie my eyebrows. And then just with an e.l.f. Eyebrow pencil, I'm just going to dip my brush in the wax and then do my eyebrows real quick. I don't have an eyeshadow primer. I know e.l.f. has one for $1. It's not bad, but I'm just gonna use concealer. The palette I'm gonna use today is the Nude Awakening. It's one of these. I believe this was $8. I've been playing around with this, just testing it out, and I really like it. Take this Wet n Wild brush, and I'm just gonna take, okay, one thing about this palette, it is very dusty. I'm going to take this cream color and place it all over my lid on top of that concealer for a nice base. And then I'm going to take this Morphe brush, and I'm going to use this top. It used to say transition color, but I'm going to use that in the crease. This other Morphe brush, and I'm going to dip into this bottom shade. Just gonna go on the outside of the lid. As you can tell, for an $8 palette, it's got really good pigment on it. Morphe E36, just a small condensed brush. I'm gonna dip into this red color. It's gonna go on the outside. And I'm gonna take a clean e.l.f. brush and blend all that out. And I'm gonna grab that brush again with the first transition color, dip it in a little bit, and I'm gonna blend that out. All right, the shimmers in this palette just aren't that shimmery, so I'm going to use this highlighter. It's the Master Chrome by Maybelline, and we are going to put that on the lid. I'm actually going to take my finger, swirl it, and place it. All right, so back with that Morphe brush with that second dark brown, and I'm going to blend that highlighter into the lid with the brown so it's not as harsh. And I didn't add any extra product. This is still the same brush with what was left over when I put it in earlier, and I'm going to put that a little bit into the grease with whatever's left. Without redipping, I'm going to use the brush I used with the first transition, and we're going to just blend out again just in case there's a harsh line. Take the other highlighter that I have on hand that's under $10. It is Wet n Wild. It is the highlighting powder, the Mega Glow. I'm going to take this e.l.f. angled fluffy brush, dip it into the highlighter, and I'm going to get my inner eye highlight. I'm going to use this Morphe 421 to dip into that transition shade and go underneath the eye. And then I'm going to use the Morphe M432 and go into that second darker transition shade with this more condensed flat brush. And we're going to take that under the eye. And this is why I put eye drops in my eye, because I'm going to use this big fluffy brush and I'm going to smudge that out. And that way, if anything gets in my eye, it's not going to irritate it. So L'Oreal it is. So before I do mascara, I'm gonna do the rest of my powder on my face, because I don't like getting anything in my mascara or on my lashes that we are going to put on. I'm going to go with e.l.f. This is the Fiji palette. And I'm going to use that for contour. Bronzer, I usually don't go anywhere else but with the Wet n Wild. I broke it. But I use this every day, so we're going to use the Morphe R2. We're going to bronze it up. I'm going to go down the neck. If you're going to bronze your face, please bronze your ears. Bronze your neck, make it match. So we're going to use pearlescent pink. And this is what everybody says is a good dupe for orgasm, but on a budget. So, and do mascara before I do highlighter, because I do spray my face before. And I'm also going to tackle my eyebrows with, you can use that brow gel or you can use clear mascara. I get this from Covergirl. It works just the same as brow gel. I am going to use this voluminous primer for my mascara. LA Girl, this is the one that I like for my bottom lashes. It's not the greatest for the top, but it's what I'm going to use today because it is in the under 10. So that's what I'm going to use. And this is the LA Girl Flashy Big and Bold Mascara. And the color, it does not say. I'm pretty sure it's just black. You're going to use these Kiss lashes today. These are the Ritzies. These are probably my favorite drugstore lashes, followed quickly behind with Ardell. We're going to use Kiss Lash Adhesive. Before I put on highlighter, I'm going to spritz my face with some setting spray. I've got 3 here. I've got the matte finish Wet n Wild. I have the cucumber Wet n Wild. And then I have the Olay Mist. I'm going to use the cucumber though. And after that, I'm going to use the Maybelline Highlighter. And I was going to use my favorite Wet n Wild brush to put it on with, but I can't find it, so I'm just going to use this brush I got in an empty bag. And then I'm going to use the matte spray and spray again. And I'll take a sponge and just tap all that in. Okay, and for lips, we're gonna do a nude because this eye's a little on the bolder side. I love NYX liners. They are probably my favorite. I use them all the time. And I use numerous of them, but I use the brown right now. I'm just gonna go lightly around the outside of my lips. And I'm going to use this Maybelline Color Sensation. It's retractable, and this is in Nude Whisper. And I'm gonna take this all the way around the lips. Then we are going to use Maybelline's Darling Nude first. It's just a nude like this. And then I'm going to top it with Baddest Beige, also Maybelline. Consider that more in the middle. And that's my nude lips. And we are done. This is my completed look using items that were $10 or less. A lot of the items I used were Wet n Wild and e.l.f., but like I said, I use those on a regular. I enjoy them. I know they're gonna work for me, and I feel comfortable recommending them to you. This look, I mean, people would say this could be a nighttime look. This is a daily look for me. It's simple, it's browns and neutrals, and they're easy to work with. All these items again, except for that mascara, LA Girl mascara. I'm never gonna use that again. But everything else, I love. I even liked how my eyebrows turned out. They're not as bold as I usually do, but they still work for me. Kayla, this is for you. I finally got a video up, so you are welcome. Anyways, thanks for all my new subscribers. Thank y'all for watching. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below saying what item, if I use an item that you like to use, and other items you enjoy that are under $10. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.